So guys, whenever we watch MCU movies, we only see the superheroes show. But behind that, the engineering, software, and filmmaking techniques are also working at a hero level. Marvel movies, along with storytelling, have solved bigger and bigger technical challenges with each film. Realistic CGI characters, complex environments, builds, multi-studio coordination, and now even AI-driven workflows. In today's video, we'll learn about these technologies, what advanced tools are used, what new technologies were invented, and how all of this together creates the cinematic experience we see in theaters. The biggest shift in recent years has been virtual production. In the industry, it's called LED volume, stagecraft, or the volume. Instead of traditional green screen and blue screen shoots, LED wall stages are now being used more. In these, real-time 3D environments surround the actors on screen. The most obvious benefit of this is that on-set lighting and reflections come directly from the environment. So the light falling on actors looks natural, and matching it in VFX during post-production becomes much easier. Marvel also adopted this workflow. Projects like Thor, Love, and Thunder used the volume extensively, where lighting and background views were adjusted in real time. This technique allows pre-visualization, cinematography, and VFX to work together during the shoot, making it possible to produce many complex shots more efficiently. Actually, you could say this is just an advanced version of an old technique. Back before green screens were used, projectors were sometimes used to film certain scenes, as early as the 1940s. Another benefit is that actors don't need to rely solely on imagination to react. They can see the environment in real time and act or react accordingly. After that comes motion capture and performance capture, two of Marvel's most important film technologies, which they use extensively. These are the backbone for computer-generated characters in movies. Josh Brolin's Thanos, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, and many other digital characters came directly to the screen through mocap performances. But see, it's much more complex than just wearing a mocap suit and performing. Advanced head rigs, high-resolution facial scans, and several special systems capture an actor's facial geometry. These are so accurate that even the smallest muscle movements get transferred onto the digital character, movements that normal cameras can't even capture or make visible. For Thanos, Weta Digital and Digital Domain collected terabytes of data to capture Josh Brolin's performance. Then VFX CGI artists cleaned it up and used shading to create the final hyper-realistic skin and eyes. The VFX CGI artists cleaned up and, through shading, made the final skin and eyes hyper-realistic. That's why we can even see the texture of Thanos' skin and feel his micro-expressions, which make a villain believable. And if this isn't done with enough data, budget, and time, then even with the same technique, the skin ends up feeling plastic-like. And since we're talking about skin texture, the next tech is going to be even more technical. This was used in some of the initial Marvel movies. Along with performance capture, facial capture systems like MOVA Contour were also used in such films. This system creates high-resolution facial displacement maps and converts facial performances into photoreal digital geometry. With this technology, in the early stages, it became possible to track realistic skin details and wrinkles on characters like the Hulk. The evolution of these systems allowed Marvel to preserve the real emotions of actors inside digital creatures. This maintains emotional connectivity, something CGI alone can't achieve. Now, since everything is becoming digital anyway, digital de-aging and digital doubles have also become regular tools of the MCU. To create young and old versions of actors like Robert Downey Jr., Samuel L. Jackson, and Chris Evans, studios use high-resolution face scans and compositing techniques. Companies like Lola VFX have fine-tuned these de-aging tasks. And see, it's not just about smoothing things out, like slapping a Snapchat filter to make someone young. Instead, it's about preserving microskin textures, muscle sagging, eye highlights, and facial structure to deliver a believable de-aged result. Digital de-aging has given the MCU flexibility in flashbacks and time travel narratives. And after this, the real magic inside visual effects comes from shaders, particle systems, volumetrics, and fluid simulations. For reality-bending sequences in films like Doctor Strange, Framestore and other studios developed procedural shaders and complex particle toolsets that didn't even exist before. These tools were developed specifically for Marvel movies, enabling the creation of dimensional folding, kaleidoscope reflections, and all kinds of complex geometry. And thanks to these tools, the smoke, fire, dust, and magical particles we see on screen today have become highly optimized and look very realistic. Literally, it's possible to do photoreal simulations, even of things that don't exist in reality. Basically, it's about giving imagination a live-action form. These tools are what make a shot not just imaginative, but cinematically believable. Yes, these are small details. But these very details make a VFX or CGI-heavy scene look realistic on screen. But even to this day, the role of practical effects has never diminished. We already saw this in the set videos of the upcoming Brand New Day. Marvel's hybrid approach is very disciplined. For close-ups, partial suits and props are used so that interaction with the actor looks physically accurate. For wide shots and extreme action, CGI suits and locations are used. Take the example of the Iron Man suit. It was famously always a hybrid suit. For close-ups, physical armor pieces were used, which gave realistic reflections and shadows. Then, with seamless digital suit integration, full flight sequences were created. Having practical references is crucial for the VFX team because it helps a lot in reproducing lighting references, material responses, and physical contact. Complex fight sequences and camera moves are planned in advance so that both shooting and post-production remain under control. For example, in the very first Avengers movie, when the full destruction of New York was shown, real sets were built for that shot. At the same time, a completely computer-generated version of the city was also used, giving a perfect combination of practical effects and computer-generated graphics. And when you're watching the movie, no one can tell that the entire New York City was actually computer-generated. But now, everything is changing. With AI, changes are coming into every industry, even Hollywood. AI and machine learning are rapidly becoming an expanding part of the VFX pipeline. AI tools are speeding up repetitive tasks like subtexture synthesis, rotoscoping, noise removal, and crowd generation. Studios like Digital Domain and Crafty Apes have already run AI pilots, which significantly reduced project completion times. For franchises like Marvel, where every film has thousands of VFX shots, AI acts like a productivity tool, freeing artists from repetitive work so they can focus on the creative side. But the entire Hollywood industry is divided into two parts over AI. Discussions around job security and quality control are ongoing. Still, studios are gradually integrating AI as a tool. VFX artists themselves have started using AI as a tool, which means AI is definitely being used, and it's only going to increase in the future. After this, crowd simulation and large battle simulation are another major technical area in MCU films. Whether it's the Battle of Wakanda or the final fight in Endgame, huge crowds have to be created. Back in the day, this was done by copy-pasting. Just 10 to 20 people could be multiplied into an entire crowd. But now, with AI integration, thousands of background characters, vehicles, and entire cities can be recreated, making it much easier to build battlefields. Another specific technical challenge the MCU solved with creative solutions is digital humans and face transfer accuracy. That means putting the main actor's face on a stunt double. When doing face replacement in close-ups, the eyes, skin texture, and subconscious facial movements all need to be aligned, otherwise it looks unnatural. VFX houses have developed tools for this. These tools existed before Marvel, but Marvel Studios significantly improved them. At the same time, hair and cloth simulation systems were also improved. For example, in underwater shots, most characters' hair is generated using VFX. When all these small details come together, the digital character or face swap becomes emotionally believable. Then there's color grading, HDR mastering, and immersive audio, which are also part of the cinematic experience. The final polish of Marvel films happens in these technical domains. Even if the VFX or story has some flaws, the other technical aspects of filmmaking are kept perfect. Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos sound mixes ensure that the VFX doesn't just look good on screen, but its impact is preserved in the theater environment too. Without well-color-graded visuals and sound design, this wouldn't be possible. Basically, the combination of all these things enhances the theater experience. And when so many technical departments are working together to make a Marvel movie, the most important factor becomes the collaboration of thousands of people working together. And here's where Marvel Studios excels. Large-scale multi-studio collaboration is the technical backbone of the MCU. In the early days of the MCU, a single studio could handle all the VFX work alone. But as the scale grew, multiple studios had to come together. For Avengers-level films, 6 or 7 major VFX studios, several smaller vendors, and freelancers all work together. In such a massive team-up, controlling asset sharing, color management, and texture standards becomes very important. That's where VFX supervisors come in. Marvel's VFX supervisors take a centralized approach to maintain standards and consistency across multiple VFX studios, so when different houses work on the same character or environment, the result looks the same. This kind of technical coordination is Marvel's gift to Hollywood, and now everyone is using it. Marvel movie-making technology is not a single process. It's a full-stack combination combination of engineering and art. And this combo together creates the seamless cinematic experience we call Marvel magic. Honestly speaking, it's no longer limited to Marvel movies. Many other Hollywood big-budget projects are now following similar processes. So yes, this is it for now. I hope learning about this technical aspect of filmmaking taught you something new. If it did, then like, share, and subscribe. I will meet you in the next amazing video. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.